Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Sri Prabhupada. Welcome to devotees to today's class. And today we're happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us, and we are going to be hearing and relishing and understanding the depth of the glories of the holy name. We have heard it many, many times. At the same time, it doesn't hurt at all to have a reminder every single day. So without further delay, I will definitely hand it over to Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, always a Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. I hope.
Maharaj, for some reason I'm not able to hear your volume.
Let me see if there's something wrong here. But how's that? Any better?
It's clear. The volume is clear,
You can
Mataji.
hear, Srimati? Or is it just me that can hear? Okay, you can hear, so I can hear. Interesting. Okay, Maharaj, I take my headphones out.
I can.
Go ahead, Marge.
I'm not muted. So.
It's me, Marge. I apologize. Something wrong with my headphones. I apologize, Marge. You're good.
Okay. All right. So go to Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 33, verse 7.
333.
7.
333. Okay, hold on. Chapter 33, you said. Chapter 33, verse.
Yeah, chapter.
Verse 7. Okay. I'm going to share that now, Maharaj.
Are you okay? You sound like you got a cold.
Oh, I'm good, Marge. I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm good. Thank you, Maharaj.
I'll email you some medicine if you.
I'm good, Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aho Bhataswa Pachato Gariham Yajiva Garivartatanam Tugyam Devaste Pote Juga Yusnana Arya Brahman Luchur Nama Grananti Yete. Oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in a family of dog eaters, such persons are worshipped. Persons who chant the holy name of your lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your lordship, they must have bathed at the holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. Well, here is a glorification of those who chant the holy name. Purport. As it is stated in the previous verse, a person who has offensively chanted the holy name of God becomes immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices. One should not be astonished by the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam. One should not disbelieve or think, how by chanting the holy name can one become a holy man to be compared to the most elevated Brahmana? To eradicate such doubts in the minds of the unbelievers, this verse affirms that the stage of chanting the holy name of the Lord is not sudden, but that the chanters have already performed all kinds of Vedic sacrifices and rituals. It is not very astonishing, for no one in this life can chant the holy name of the Lord unless he has passed all lower stages, performing the Vedic ritualistic sacrifices, studying the Vedas, and practicing good behavior like that of the Aryans. All this must have been done just as a student in the law class is to be understood to have already graduated from general education. Anyone who is engaged in chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, must have already passed all lower stages. It is said that those who simply chant the holy name with the tip of the tongue are glorious. One does not even have to chant the holy name and understand the whole procedure, namely the offensive stage, and the pure stage. The holy name is sounded on the tip of the tongue. It is sufficient. It is said herein, Nama, or single name, one name, Krishna or Rama, is sufficient. Okay, I'm going to stop here and speak a little bit. We'll continue on. The purport is quite lengthy. And so here, when we say that, we see that we are open as a society, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also allowed anyone, Nam Kardi Bhavat, anyone can chant the holy name of the Lord anytime, any place, anywhere. But this verse is referring to those who are fixed in the process of chanting, in the sense that, yes, we invite people to come and chant the holy name, but those who will actually understand the process of Vedic culture in the sense of what it actually provides, only those can stay fixed in the chanting of the holy name. Otherwise, people might think, and they do think, and we have people who come to our movement, they think it's a very nice program. Therefore, one of the 8 offenses to the holy name is to compare the Vedic rituals, homas, vratas, and various types of pujas and sacrifices to compare as equal to the chanting of the holy name. Actually, these other things have been done by those who seriously practice the holy name, either in this life or in previous lives. Because the holy name of the Lord is the highest form of worship, and it also gives you the highest form of spiritual attainment. One can achieve the association of Krishna in the spiritual world, in the mood of Vrindavan Dham, simply by one who perfects the process of bhakti centered around the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So it's not a small thing. So here it says that anyone, even a dog eater, somehow or other came in contact with the Vedic principles, took it up, and then took up the chanting of the holy name in a serious way. We see that devotees, a lot of times they chant, but they chant ritualistically, they chant mechanically, or they chant simply to fulfill some numerical vow. But these are these are the things that actually cause one to lose enthusiasm in chanting, because the chanting is meant to awaken our love for God. And it also connects us during the process with Krishna directly through the sound of his holy name. It is very powerful and is very direct. But Srila Prabhupada also, which somewhat patterns this particular verse, he says that if one is simply chanting the holy name, but is not following the process as given by the spiritual master, their chanting really won't develop beyond a certain point. So it's a holistic process, such as reading, hearing Bhagavatam, associating with and serving Vaishnavas, and taking only Krishna Prasadam, and of course visiting the temples and taking part of ceremonies glorifying different holy days of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So all of these support the chanting of the holy name. But at one stage of development in the process, the holy name becomes constant. And that means that one simply absorbs himself in chanting the holy names of the Lord. They don't even have to perform any of the other processes. All these other processes are preliminary to establish one in the process of chanting. But once becomes established in the process of bhakti, centered around the holy name of the Lord, one becomes eager to chant more and more. In other words, one chants 24 hours a day. Okay, so it says here, it is not that one has to chant all the holy names of the Lord. The holy names of the Lord are innumerable. One doesn't have to chant all the names to prove that he has already undergone all the process of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. If one chants only once, it is to be understood that he has already passed all examinations, not only to speak of those who are always chanting 24 hours a day. So what it means on chants only once, that means purely. But no one can purely chant only once unless they've qualified themselves to come to that stage. But that is the power of the holy name. So the holy name is glorified in that way, that is so pure and so powerful that once, without offense, chants the holy names of the Lord, then all of one's sinful reactions are completely destroyed, not only in this life, but whatever has committed in the previous life. And one can actually experience the presence of Krishna through the sound of his holy name. Because we have to understand, as it's mentioned in the Shastras, Krishna Varnam, I'm sorry, not that verse. Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purnya Sudya Nitya Mukta, Abhinnathvam Manami Naminam. That the holy name is Krishna himself in sound. It is non-different. How to understand non-different? If I tell you two things are non-different, then it's the same thing. Because each item always has a certain quality of differentiation to make it unique from something else. If something is absolutely non-different, then this is the material understanding, then it's the same thing. But Krishna's name is Krishna. So Krishna is non-different in the name because he manifests himself in his form, his qualities, his pastimes, and his name. So all of the characteristics, all of the energies, all of the spiritual potencies of Krishna abide and reside in the holy name of Krishna. So there's no difference. So that can never be philosophically understood simply by explanation. It can only be understood by a realization that comes when one tastes the chanting of the holy name. Here, it goes on to say, it is specifically said here, Tubhyam, unto you only. One must chant God's name, not as the Mayavadi philosophers say any name, such as the demigod's name or the names of God's energy. Only the holy name of the Supreme Lord will be effective. Anyone who compares the holy name of the Supreme to the names of the demigod is called prashandi or opinion. So the second offense to the holy name is to put the name of the Lord on the same level with the demigods, or even higher. In other words, think the demigods are even higher or even the same. That is considered an offense because the demigods are expansions of Krishna. They are his universal controllers. They're great devotees, but they also are coming from Krishna. So obviously they are not superior to the Lord in any sense, although they're very powerful. So it's not any name, it's the name of God. So Lord Chaitanya said, Nam Namakari Bahudani. So he says Krishna, Govinda, like that. He mentions two names like that. But because Lord Chaitanya specifically chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are followers of Lord Chaitanya. So to practice the spiritual process, we have to follow those who are practicing and teaching in the same way. We cannot extend definitions of their statements to encompass other principles. Just like it says, for instance, there are verses in the Shastras that describe the holy name as Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So why not chant like that? Non-different. And in one sense, when you're chanting, all of these names are rotating in that same way. And after some time, you can't tell what is first and what is second. But the reason why we don't do that is because Mahaprabhu chanted Hare Krishna first. And therefore we stay chaste to the previous acharyas, and especially the Supreme Lord himself, who gave them the example of how we chant the holy name. The holy name has to be chanted to please the Supreme Lord, not for any sense gratification or professional purpose. So that's important. There are people who chant the holy name for getting material benefits, for overcoming material difficulties, for destroying their enemies. In other words, they use the holy name to fulfill material desires. But the holy name, it says in the set, I think it's I think that refers also to the eighth offense, that all of these ritualistic ceremonies elevate one, but the chanting of the holy name is independent of all of these. And it's not to be used for anything material. Sometimes we have examples in the past where there have been very calamitous situations in the world. Prabhupada talks about how there was a plague, a very severe plague in Calcutta when he was a young boy. He was only about 1.5 years old. And Prabhupada says that everyone tried everything to, cure the plague or get rid of the plague, but nothing was effective. And people were dying wholesale, regularly every day. And so one Babaji, he began Harinam Sankirtan. He gathered a group of people and they were chanting and dancing and they were going in and out of the houses throughout Calcutta. And because of that, the plague actually subsided. So, but Prabhupada also cautions us that that was a very interesting situation and we should not simply use the holy name to fulfill or to accomplish something material. That was an emergency situation. People were dying. And that's also the power of the holy name. So it goes here, referring to chant to please the Lord. If this pure mentality is there, even though one is person is born in a low family, such as dog eaters, he is so glorious that not only has he purified himself, but he's quite competent to deliver others. He is competent to speak on the importance of the transcendental name. And here we have the example of Srila Haridas Thakur, who was born in a low-class family, but somehow or other he took the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And it says that he was chanting offensively. Lord Chaitanya empowered him to chant the holy names of the Lord. You can bring the page up a little bit. Higher, go up higher. Okay. Lord Chaitanya empowered him to become the authority of the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And it didn't matter that he was born in a family which was not following Vedic rules and regulations. Both Lord Chaitanya and Advaita accepted him as an authority because he was offensively chanting the holy names. Authorities like Advaita or Lord Chaitanya immediately accepted that he had performed all kinds of austerities, studied the Vedas, and performed all sacrifices. That is automatically understood. So there, this is an example in our Sampradaya, Haridas Thakur, how not only was he chanting the holy name, but he became the Namacharya, person who teaches how to chant the holy name, teaches the glories of the holy name. And so we always say Namacharya Shiva Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, because by his chanting, we understand the importance and the glories of chanting the holy names of the Lord. It goes on to say here, there's a hereditary class of Brahmins called Smarta, who are of the opinion that even if such persons who are chanting the holy names of the Lord are accepted as purified, they still have to perform Vedic rites or wait to the next birth in the family of Brahmanas so they can perform Vedic rituals. Actually, this is not the case. Such a man does not need to wait for the next birth to become purified. He is once purified. It is understood that he has already performed all sorts of rites. So-called Brahmins who actually have to undergo different kinds of austerities before reaching the point of purification. There are many other Vedic performances which are not described here. All such Vedic rituals have already been performed by the chanting of the holy name. Again, we're going back to the essence of the verse, that it's understood that one who is actually chanting the holy name, that means regularly, has performed all these Vedic performances, austerities, and rituals. The word jiva, jivuvu, means the chanter of the holy name has performed all kinds of sacrifices. Yashnu means that they already traveled to all holy places of pilgrimage and taken part of purifying activities at those places. They are called Arya because they have already finished all these requirements, and therefore they must be among the Aryans, for those who have qualified themselves to become Aryans. Aryan refers to those who are civilized, whose manners are regulated according to the Vedic rituals. Any devotee who is chanting the holy name of the Lord is the best of the Aryans. Unless one studies the Vedas, one cannot become an Aryan, but it's automatically understood that the chanters have already studied the Vedic literatures. The specific word here is anuchu, which means that they have already completed all Vedic texts, and thus they become qualified to become spiritual masters. Yeah. So the word Aryan does not refer to a certain class of people in a certain area of the world. It refers to one, here it says, one who is studied, one who is chanting the holy name is the best of the Aryans, and they have studied all the Vedas. That is the actual meaning. Arya means advanced, or one who has understood the purpose of human life and is acting to fulfill that purpose. That is Aryan. Not a certain culture, a certain geographical area. That has been a misuse of the name or misunderstanding of the name already. The word drinati, which is used in the verse, means to already establish in perfection states of ritualistic performance. If one is seated on the bench of a high court and is giving judgment on cases, it means that he's already passed all legal examinations and is better than those who are engaged in the study of law or expected to study law in the future. Similarly, persons who are chanting the holy name are transcendental to those who are actually performing Vedic rituals and those who are expected to be qualified. Or in other words, those who are born in families of Brahmanas but not have undergone the purificatory statements. Okay, go down the page more. Keep going. Okay, last little few lines here. There are many Vedic statements in different places saying that anyone who chants the holy name of the Lord becomes immediately free from all conditions of life. That anyone who hears the holy name of the Lord, even though born in a family of dog eaters, also becomes liberated from the clutches of material engagement. Srila Prabhupada. Now, the point is that one should develop their chanting, not ritualistic mechanical chanting or chanting whimsically. One should chant with the desire to please the Lord. One should regulate their chanting. Should understand clearly that this chanting is the highest form of spiritual worship, especially in this age, and that's been given that feature by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. The Lord is the author of religious principles, and he has given that statement that anyone who chants the holy names of the Lord and purifies themselves through that chanting, they can go back home, back to the spiritual world. So we have to take this chanting very seriously and regularly. We should not simply do 16 rounds and put our beads aside and say, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. That's not the program. We should very carefully chant the holy names of the Lord and also make it our number one process, chanting, chant more. And these days of Ekadasi have been set aside specifically to encourage devotees to chant more. It's not that 16 rounds is the maximum, 16 rounds is the minimum. Those who have taken vows to chant 20 or 32 rounds, this is encouraged, provided you can maintain that. We should not whimsically accept higher numbers of numerical vows, and then after some time give it up because it's difficult. We should continue to chant and try to chant as much as possible. If your chanting is nice every day, then you'll find that it becomes very easy to remember Krishna through the holy names throughout the day. And one can chant silently, one can chant audibly, or one can chant loudly. Kirtan is also chanting. So this is our movement. It's all centered around the glories of the holy name. Everything else is an extension of that, but that extension has to be put in place primarily to build the consciousness where one can chant more and more and more. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I had difficulties unmuting myself. Thank you so much for really shedding more light onto the power of the holy name and the glories of the holy name, and how as you were speaking, Maharaj, I was really thinking how merciful Krishna's holy name is, that we are so blessed to be chanting the holy name that is given to us by Lord Chaitanya. Thank you so much. I'm going to unshare and stop sharing, and so that we can ask questions and any clarification, anything that devotees have, please do unmute yourself. You can just raise your hand and I will definitely call upon you. I'm trying to see how to get to this. Okay. Somehow the gallery view is not working for me. There we go. Now it works for me perfectly. So I can see everybody. It's so much easier for me to see everybody and call. Yes, Sridevi, go ahead.
Thank you, Anastasia. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, in the purport, it is said that even if the name is chanted just once, and then you clarified in class that if it's chanted purely without offense, immediately it purifies the person and they get rid of multitudes of sins of not just this lifetime, many previous lifetimes. So when we go on Sankirtan and people just chant along with us, maybe, out of amusement or maybe derision sometimes, or maybe just innocently, oh, Hare Krishna, like that. Is that going to completely purify them?
Yeah, but then they go back to do the material activities again. So they just pile it back on again.
Oh,
If they stop right there and give up their material activities and take the devotional service, then they've reached the liberated platform.
wow.
They have reached it at that point, but then if they go back and somehow or other go back to their old ways, then again they just, it's bathing of the elephant.
I see. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
We do the same thing. We go back to our old ways after chanting.
And then we get kicked and get rid of Manatok to come back to our common sense, Maharaj. And then again, we go back.
Yeah. The holy name is Krishna, and the one who chants, we have the example of Ajamil. That's put in the Bhagavatam for a reason, that particular pastime, to show the power of the holy name. And it wasn't even the name of Krishna, it was the name of Narayan. But by that chanting in Namabas, free from any desire, simply calling out to Krishna in a helpless way, Narayan, he was able to remove all the reactions of all the sinful activity, simply by that one chant. So that section of the Bhagavatam, that pastime, is meant to teach us the glories of the holy name, how powerful the holy name is. But we should not take advantage of the holy name, because everything has to be done in the right consciousness. Because if we're thinking that I can, do some nonsense and then chant, then that's an offense. One has to have the intention to please the Lord, or at least chant with the desire to connect with the Lord, which is also pleasing to the Lord. Should be no material desire.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank
No
you so
material,
much.
no material intention when you're chanting.
Yes, Raj Prabhu, please go ahead.
All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glory to Guru Maharaj. But you said that we should be chanting to please Krishna. So how do we kindle that desire where we always want to please Krishna?
Well, if you want to please somebody, you do something that you know they like, and you do it in the best possible way, and you offer it to them, knowing that it'll please them, or hoping that it'll please them. So in the same way, Krishna is pleased when we chant his name, but we should offer his name with a desire to please him. Include that intention in your chanting. Sometimes we say we should chant in a heartfelt way, calling out to Krishna. That's pleasing. What is not pleasing is what is easily understood. Mechanical, lackadaisical, beat the clock japa. You know, beat the clock japa? That means you're racing to get your rounds done by a certain time.
Thank you very much for clarifying, Maharaj.
Yeah, I have a little video, which is kind of a way to teach us what not to do. If you want, I can play it. It's about 4 minutes.
Yes, please do, Maharaj.
We can do that at the very end. And then after that, we'll chant some rounds together.
Yes, Marge.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, I can do that. But let's see what other questions are available first.
Yes, Marge. Are there any other questions, devotees? Please do ask, and so that we all can really be open in what struggles we're having in our japa. It's nice to ask Marge. This is the time to ask Marge if you're going through any struggles in our japa. Yes, Namrata, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances of Lord Srila Prabhupada. So you were mentioning about the clock, and I could remember that I used to do that. I used to keep a clock in front of me when I used to do japa. But just to gather my attention that, okay, I have to concentrate on japa, because if my time extends more, then I realize, okay, I am getting distracted. So come back. So this was the purpose.
That's okay. Many senior devotees do that just to see, taking them to chant each round. And you'll see that when you're concentrated, your rounds are faster. When you're not concentrated, even though you think you're going fast, it's not happening. This perception of speed is all governs around concentration. If you think I'm going to go fast, you can go fast, but you won't be able to actually hear the holy name properly. Or you're actually slowing yourself down by trying to go fast. Try to hear. If you're hearing, concentration brings about absorption, and absorption takes you in a very direct way into the holy name. So devotees do that, but just for the sake of gauging their own attention, how much they're committing, how much they're actually hearing mostly. So they just check at the end of every round. Well, this took me 8 minutes. This one took me 9 minutes.
Yes, Maharaj. My time was average 7 to 7.30 minutes, but sorry, 7.30 seconds. So I used to check that, but I could reduce it to in last few months I have reduced it to 30 seconds. So I think and in that I check that I am clearly uttering all the syllables properly. So
Yeah.
I make a check on that.
We can do that.
Okay, thank you. And another thing, while doing japas, yes, from my previous time, the hearing has improved, but there is one thing that I constantly face, which I used to face before also. sometimes when I go out, there are in and outs, but if I go out, then I have tendency of talking to my spiritual master. So is that okay?
What do you mean?
So I make conversations. I mean, what is there in my mind? Maybe sometimes I'm not able to reveal to my spiritual master. So I keep talking during that japa.
Well, if you're asking for mercy, for blessings, that's fine. But if you're just, chit-chatting, that's not good.
Not chit chatting too much, but usually most of it is gratitude, and yes, prayers, and most of the time it's gratitude.
That's fine. But don't spend
Oh.
too much.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you told me this before also, Guru Maharaj. That's not an offense, but somehow this is remaining. I don't know. I'm trying to do that, but this is remaining.
Okay, if you're chanting if you're chanting 7 minutes around, that means you're hearing nicely. That's good. 7, 7.5, even 8 is good. Some devotees chant 6. I know devotees who chant 5.
My timings are 6 minutes 30 seconds to 7 minutes. That is my average time.
Yeah, the clock is just there to remind you what you're doing. It's not something that you follow. Process is nicely.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Namrata. Yes, Sridevi, please go ahead.
So on the subject of the number of minutes it takes to chant around Guru Maharaj, of late, after I heard your class, just recently, I think it was with the Bhakti Sangha group, where you mentioned you must say Rama. Otherwise, you're not chanting 32 syllables, you're dropping 2 syllables. That was like, wow. So I started paying more attention to Rama. And I started saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now that slowed me down. I noticed that it slowed me down. But I noticed that my hearing got better.
Exactly.
And over a period of days, slowly, again, my speed has increased, but my hearing has remained better. So that was a very, very important wake-up call, so to speak, that you're dropping 2 syllables by not chanting Rama. So thank you so much, Gurudev, for that. After so many years, I'm actually now chanting, with Rama. Thank you so much.
Initially, it will slow you down, but it helps really bring in concentration in a very, a very complete way.
That was a good point to Sridevi, that I also heard that, and it helped. It really, yeah. Because I think it was unknowingly, unconsciously, we just dropped the last syllable, the last alphabet, lack of a better word. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, Revati Mataji, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. Thank you very much for this class. My question is how can we develop to chant with a feeling? I feel like I'm not able to do that. Yeah, I'm trying to focus, but not getting that feeling, to chant with the feeling.
You have to bring that feeling. The feeling can be emphasized or acquiesced or fortified But when you realize you're in a material world, you're in a dangerous position. Anytime you could be finished. This material world is like that. And so you're in a dangerous, but if we don't want to realize we're in a dangerous position, living in this material world and in this material body, we think everything is all right, then you can't chant with feeling.
Yeah, so yeah, I try to do that, but I'm having hard time to do the feeling. I try
Keep
to.
practicing. Hard time is not a question of defeat. Hard time is just an emphasis that you need to work with. It's a hard time giving a baby, isn't it? You have 2 children. So you don't give up giving the baby because it's a hard time, right? You do it anyway, because, that's the process. You want to bring the child into the world, you go through the hard time. If you want Krishna, you have to make some sacrifice.
Yes, very much. Yeah. Thank you. And just other thing, like as you mentioned, like no material desires. If you want to chant, you should chant that mode. So when we see like devotees fall sick, we chant. Is that okay? Like, or we should have any proper mood?
The chant for other.
Yeah, when devotees fall sick, we do like a chanting sessions. I'm sorry, Guru
Well,
Maharaj.
you can offer the results of your chanting for their welfare. You can do that.
Mhm.
But it's generally not done so much. I don't know. Sickness, some people think sickness is bad, but sickness is not bad or good. It depends on the situation. You can turn sickness into something very beneficial. We don't want anybody to get sick, of course, but when it does happen, you have to understand, well, how can I use this? And people use their difficult situation to increase their life. People go to jail, and they're in jail. That's not nice, but still, some of them become great devotees in jail because they're in jail. Sickness also can be used as an opportunity to take more shelter of Krishna and like that. There was one, it's a nice book. It's a Christian. He was, I can't remember the name of the book, but I have it in my library. I read it, where there's one monk in one ashram, and he was the pot washer. That was his service. He used to wash all the pots. But everyone knew he was the most advanced spiritually. So people would come to him and ask him to cure their friends or relatives or cure themselves. He said, I can't do that. I can't do that. God has put that person in that situation. And so maybe God has made that situation for them. So I don't want to interfere with God's arrangement. That was his realization. That material situations are not necessarily bad or good. It's how you process it, how you use it.
Guru Maharaj, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. It's again a real.
We generally don't pray for people to improve their material situation. Just like right now there's someone that I know, they have terminal cancer. They're situated in Pune, and one of the most advanced persons in there. The devotees are going to see them. But they're going to see them to give blessings, to make them feel loved, and to also at the same time encourage them in their journey out of the body and back to the spiritual world. whatever efforts we make to cure something, we do that up to a certain point. But ultimately, we have to understand that. Let's make the use of whatever situation we're in to become more Krishna conscious.
Okay. So we can still chant, but we can in a mood to make them remember Krishna and bring them closer to Krishna. We can do that.
That, yeah, that's what it's all about. It's not about curing diseases.
Yes, good.
There was one yogi, he came to Prabhupada. He said to Prabhupada, this was in the beginning when Prabhupada first went. And he was expert at curing people's diseases. He was a mystic. There are people like that. They can come and just cure your disease with no problem. No, not even any medicines, maybe a few herbs or some mantras, they can cure your disease. Because diseases are just an imbalance in the body. They know how to rebalance the body again, and you can cure the disease. So he was expert at that. So he came to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, let's make a team. Me and you will travel around the world. You teach them to chant Hare Krishna, and I'll heal their bodies. Prabhupada wasn't interested. He didn't want to be connected with someone who people would come to him just for healing the body. They would come for that reason. We're coming to give people the opportunity for eternal life and purify them from their wrong ideas, get them back to where they're supposed to be. We're not here to solve material solution problems.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Revati Mataji. Sridevi, yeah, I thought you had your hand up. I was going to ask you. Thank you.
Last question, Sridevi. You only get 3 per Zoom call.
Okay, this is
Fish
the last
fries.
one. This is the last one, I promise you, but you will love it. Guru Maharaj, today is the day Janaki Nath Prabhu was initiated, 10-10-10. And I was remembering him a lot, even on the online Vyasa Puja day, and today morning I was remembering him, just sharing that, that's all.
It's not, today is not 10-10-10. 10-10-10.
But it's the anniversary of the day he got initiated.
Yeah, well, that's October 10th, but it's not 10-10-10. 10-10-10 is 10-10-10. This is 10-10-24.
Right, but he got initiated 10-10-10.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, just remembering Janaki Nath, that's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from devotees that, before Maharaj shares the 4-minute, I think, video, Maharaj, you were saying, and then we go into the japa?
I think let's do japa first, and those who can withstand the japa session can see the video.
No problem, Maharaj, we can do that.
Because if I show the video first, I think we'll lose most of everybody.
Hare Krishna. So this is going to be the impetus for us to chant and then watch the video. It's going to be the treat, the reward.
So, because today is Ekadasi, I still have 9 rounds to go because I chant extra on this. So I don't think I'll keep everybody for 9 rounds. So what should we do? How many should we do? You tell me.
Marsh, can we do 2? Is it okay? Yeah. If we can do 2 rounds.
If you can stay 2 rounds, you can watch the video. Then you're going to have to tell me how to do the share screen because I'm not so good at that.
Okay, I will. While we're chanting March, I'll ask Srimati for guidance. She's good in this kind of techie stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, Marge.
You have to chant too.
Yes, Marge, I will. I promise. I'll chant.
You're our leader. If you don't chant, then
I will. I'll chant. Thank you, Marge.
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Before we get to the video, I just want to ask one thing. Vrindavanath,
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Yes, Guru Maharaj.
yeah, is everything okay?
Yes, yes, Guru Maharaj.
I suspect something is troubling you. Is it true?
No?
No?
Yeah, all okay, Guru Maharaj. By your mercy.
I guess I suspected wrong. And I'm happy to hear there's nothing wrong. Okay.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find the video and then I'll come back. So I'll just escape, locate the video, come back, and then we can do the share screen.
That's fine, Marge. And Sri Srimati is going to guide us how to do that. She's the expert.
Let me just go to my place where I think the video is. It's amongst many videos. And I'll preface the video before we start.
Maharaj, Sri Devi is asking if the video is by Amarendra Prabhu's talk.
Yeah,
She has the link shared in the chat, Maharaj, on YouTube. Is that it?
I'm still looking at the video, so I can't see her YouTube chat. I'll come back.
That's fine, Maharaj.
Yeah, let her do it.
Okay, Sri Devi, it's all yours.
Well, let me preface it first now.
Sure, Maharaj.
There's a lot of good instructions in here, but it's encased in a little bit of humor. And Sri Devi, you can run her through and let her do it.
Hare Krishna, Anuswaya Mataji, you can click on the link and share the video with everyone.
Oh, okay. And I hit share, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, got it. Okay, let me dismiss that and full screen.
When we are chanting,
Oops.
and we think,
Hold on, I'm supposed to share first. Give me 1 minute. I forgot that. I gotta share.
Right from the beginning. Yeah. Very instructive video.
And do full.
Open it up.
I have to finish around in 5 minutes or six minutes. Sometimes you see, we are chanting, and devotees take out to see. Kitna bacha hai? How many beads left? And even after chanting about 45 minutes, the counter bead will say only 3. 13 rounds to go at 9 o'clock at night. Have you gone through that experience? 45 minutes of chanting and only 3 are done. And then you're like, 13 more to go. This is why Krishna said, Dukhalaya Mashashvatam. So much suffering is there in this world. And then you continue chanting. You forget about hearing, chanting, quality. It's just number game after that. Khatam karna hai bas, hook or crook. Finish it. Right? So then it's about 10 o'clock. And you're chanting. And then you're on your 13th round. Then as you're chanting, 14th round. Then 15th round. 15th round is where, you're like tucking the pillow in. With your left hand, you're preparing the bed. 15th round. Chal raha hai. Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Your comforter is ready. It's so amazing. After joining ISKCON, most of us have become left-handed. And don't forget the finger here. Because most of the texting goes on with this. His Holiness Lokanath Maharaj was once joking and saying, at the end of our life, it's possible we may go to Sarpaloka. Why? Because they were thinking all our life we chanted their name. We have been hissing all our lives. Even Krishna is thinking, Are tu bula kisko raha? Whom are you calling after all? Kinka naam le raha hai tu? Whose name are you chanting? Oh, and then as soon as it is the last bead of the last round, that is 16th round, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, sitting on the bed, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's like Mukta Nam Api Siddhana. And sometimes when we finish our chanting in the morning, you take the bead bag and you put it on the nail to crucify. It's almost like Phasi chala diya inko. It's putting on the crucifix. See you tomorrow. I don't want to see you today. Oh my God. It's fun to be a Hare Krishna, isn't it? Susukam kartum avyayam. There are jokes only we can understand. The whole world has problems. Yes, definitely has problems. We have one problem extra. They have X number of problems. We have X plus 1 number of problems. You know what that X plus 1 is? Finding our shoes outside a Sunday feast program. All the shoes are present, mixed up. Finding our shoes. Kahan gaya? Mood of separation from our shoes. And then the worst is you find one, you don't find the other. One devotee was telling me, after a Sunday feast program, my name became Ashutosh. I said, why? He said, because I became happy without a shoe. Ashutosh. Happy without a shoe. This is our chanting.
There's one simple hearing hack any
Okay, so if any of you are guilty of any of that, remove it. I think we are, especially the well, that was a good round. Not like that. Any comments from the peanut gallery?
Marge, I have found personally for me, and it has helped, and I don't know if I wanted to share that sometimes when I go through challenges in my day, whether it be work or whether it be just, anything in life, is whenever the mind says that you can fix it, just gotta do it, this, and it doesn't work out. And it gets very frustrating that I find that just taking the beat back and going on a walk and just chanting out loud is very subduing to the mind. But I don't know, Marge, if that is because I think if I heard correctly in the class, or probably somewhere, that we shouldn't use chanting of the holy name as a way to, find problems. I mean, answers to the problems. But is that right, Marge? Just going on a walk and just chanting because the issue didn't resolve. So let me just do the holy name thing,
That's fine. I don't think you're trying to solve problems. You're just trying to take your mind off the problem.
Yes, Marge. Yes. And that really helps, like
If you take your mind off the problem, usually after sometimes the answers come.
Yes.
But not necessarily by the chanting, simply by that the mind all of a sudden becomes relaxed. And then the answers sort of surface. The answers are already there, but you can't catch them because the mind is just too turbulent, agitated, or determined. Usually taking shelter of the holy name is just freeing the mind from the problem, actually.
Yes, Marge. Yes. And I find that very helpful for me. Like it is just me and my beatback and my rounds, and just on alone, just like, I just need to do this to calm this mind down.
That's nice.
Okay.
The mind, especially if you have you're responsible for some responsible position, you're trying to come up with some solution or some plan. Then we don't chant to get those answers, but the answers will come anyway because it's part of our service. It's the way it is.
Yes, Marge. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. I feel better. Thank you. Yes, Namrata. I'm sorry, Marge.
But the whole point is to chant 24 hours a day. That's the whole idea. That's the purpose of chanting, is not numerical limitation. Chanting is the numerical number is there to get you regulated in the chanting, where you actually want to chant more and more. Without a numerical regulation, you'll never get to the point of spontaneous chanting. Your number is there to create that desire to chant by fixing it at a certain number. But that fixation is not the goal. That's a means for the goal. The goal is Satatam Kirtan. So remember Krishna always.
Thank you, Marge. Thank you. That helped. Thank you. Yes, Namrata, go ahead.
Is it okay to take one question? Quick question?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj. So, while hearing the japa talks of Gaurang Darshan Das, I just came across one thing which I also face. So, while sometimes we have the tendency to think of our devotional service we are engaged in during the time of japas. So we try to manage those things, and sometimes that is the time we think that. So firstly, is it an offense or not? And he said that it's a doership mentality when we even think of devotional service is a part of false ego. So I wanted to shed some light on that.
it's not an offense because devotional service and chanting are non-different. But in the other sense is that you're not getting the full benefit of the chanting. That's by diverting the mind to that. The mind a lot of times goes there. This is the thing that I always find that happens to me the most frequently. My mind goes to my service for planning, for remembering things. And it just happens. But I try not to make it I write something down if I get an idea and I just forget about it and then I go back to the chanting. But if you dwell on it, then it becomes inattention.
So here we have to constantly remind that japa time is my time. So I think the affirmation of Mahatma Das helps here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Great. Thank you. So we'll be here tomorrow and Thursday for the next 2 days. Next Tuesday, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here, but I might be. I think so. It's going to be one of those travel, get to where you got to go day, and then jump on the computer and be there to meet Anasuya.
Maharaj, actually, I asked Srimati if she could cover my service next Tuesday because I'm returning pretty late from the meetings because I have to go for the Temple President's meetings in Houston. I'll be returning pretty late, and so she's covering my Tuesday morning service, Maharaj.
Oh, okay. No comment.
So sorry, Maharaj. I couldn't manifest myself in two places. I couldn't go on.
You come back on that same day, Tuesday?
No, Maharaj, I come back very late at night, like it's almost like past midnight. And then, yeah, and then to get that sleep, and then get up in the morning and do my service, and it's like kind of a challenge. So I told her if she could cover my Tuesday morning service just for next week.
Why don't you do it on Monday? Or you can't do it on Monday either. Can you?
Yeah, I can. Yes. I can only do it after the Tuesday.
Wednesday's too tired. You're too tired on Wednesday.
Thursday, but next Thursday is our class with you, Maharaj.
Yeah. All right. I got cheated out of one day.
I'm so sorry, Maharaj. Please forgive me. Please, please,
No,
please.
there's no forgiveness in this case. I'll have to suffer.
Please, I'm so sorry, Maharaj. Please, 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 please.
Okay, I think Srimati sees a good commentary. She knows how to do it. The idea of a Zoom call host is to keep things moving and not to get bogged down. So you're good at that. You're expert at keeping things moving, keeping the subject alive, calling on people, filling in when it's needed. That's the whole idea. We get into these like void sound. We just wait for somebody and there's nobody saying anything and then somebody's just talking and they keep rambling on. So that's what I want to avoid. And you have mastered that. You know how to keep things moving. And that's the whole thing of this whole show is to keep it moving. Keep the answers going, keep the questions going, keep the discussion moving along.
Maharaj, is only by your mercy, Maharaj, and the training that I've received from Bhaktitirtha Swami, from Mother Vraja Leela, from Anuttama Prabhu. I just watch them and I steal from them.
They say if you steal from the right person, then that's also
Bonafide?
Yeah, intelligent.
So I'm saved. I didn't make any offense, right, Maharaj?
For everybody's benefit that you're stealing. That's not the word. The word is learning.
Yeah, I learned March, because it's just watching them over the years. I mean, and just by their training, I I learned the trick of the trade, left the better word.
Yeah, that's why I feel inspired when you're on, because then I can speak, because when things get bogged down, things don't move, and there's a lot of just gaps, and the discussion gets off on tangents. And then we lose the whole mood of the whole
Yeah.
discussion. Keep it on the subject and keep it moving.
Please forgive me, Marge, that I have to miss next week.
Okay.
Thank you. I feel better. I feel better.
Okay. I'll just have to appreciate you more when you come back, and next time that service and separation will. And
Marge,
yes,
next Thursday I'm on for sure, because next Thursday is your class, but next Thursday I'm on. I'll be there.
yeah. Okay. If you're on, I'm on.
Thank you, Marge. Thank you.
You should give some training to others. I have this one person who wants to host for me. He's a disc jockey. He does that. He did that hosting when I did that program on the Holy Name a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you were there. The devotees were there for that. When I spoke on the Holy Name during the Holy Name week, there was that
Oh
special.
no, I wasn't for that. Yeah, it was during my working hours. Yes.
And he was really good. Yeah.
Oh, good. Can
Yeah,
he
good.
cover me next Tuesday, Marge?
I guess, but I'll just take a chance and let Srimati do it.
Srimati is on. She'll take care of it, Marge. She'll be good.
Oh, yeah, she's good. She's been watching you.
She sends me text messages every now and then about the service.
Yeah, she's trying to learn, and she's actually good at it.
Okay.
I don't want to jump into the mood of the host.
Right.
That's what happens when other people host. The things get bogged down, and then I have to call on people, and then I have to tell them that's the end of the question, or like that. The host has to do all the monitoring, calling, moving on to the next person, saying, "You got your answer. All right, shut up."
Moderate the flow and all that. Yeah.
So like that, yeah. I'm not the host. I'm not supposed to be, but
Yes.
by default, just to keep things moving, I sometimes jump in there. But I don't have to do that with you. I just do my part.
Thank you, Marge, for giving me a little bit of belief.
People think hosting is so easy. It's not.
Nope.
It is not easy. It's an art. You have to learn how to do that. Because you got 20 people, 30 people out there. And you have to know how to do it. Because you how to monitor it, how to move it, when to cut it, when to direct it in another direction if it's necessary.
Because hosting, Marge, also is like, we have to have our eyes on so many corners when we are hosting to really watch and not just one vision.
But you also have to know the philosophy.
Mhm. And get the questions ready if there are no questions. That's the one of the key points.
Yeah, this Zoom host is not just somebody who feels like doing it. It's a training program that needs to be perfected. Otherwise, a lot of the information is lost, or the mood is lost.
Yes, Marge. That's true. So true. Thank you, Marge.
Okay.
But I'll be on next Thursday, I promise. Shrimati is there. She'll back me up next Tuesday.
I'm going to be in a different place. So I don't even know what my reception is going to be like. I just hope it's going to be good.
Okay.
I got good reception here, but I'm not sure where. My next place is Vrindavan, so I don't know what the reception is going to be in Vrindavan. So
Oh, okay. I think, Marge, the last time you were in Vrindavan was last year. I believe there was one time it was going in and out. Remember, Srimati? There was one time it was going in and out.
That was in Mayapur, Mataji.
Mayapur, okay, okay.
it's because the place I'm in, the internet unit is a long distance from where my room was.
Ah,
And so, yeah. It's also windy there, and so it kind of blows to sometimes.
right, right. Got it, yes. Shrimati, thank you so much for covering my service next Tuesday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we thank all the devotees for joining us. And Maharaj, thank you for guiding us through this amazing topic of japa and the video that really made us realize, okay, we cannot be chanting the names of the snakes and going to the snake world. We have to be chanting clearly, and wonderful points on how we can improve on our japa. And we thank all of you for joining us. Yes, Marge.
You'd be surprised how many people don't chant clearly.
Yes.
You even think you chant clearly, but if you want to find out how clear you chant, record it and then play it back.
Yeah, we're pretty disappointing.
It's instructive.
Yes, that's true, Marge. Thank you. Absolutely. And we hope all of you will benefit from this class, and we look forward to seeing all of you again. And thank you, Marge, for such a wonderful class. Vancha kraptibhyascha, kripasindhavevacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Candramauli Swami ki jai. And have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful afternoon to your day. Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you. Thank
you
you very much.
so much, Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.